Okay, the last one we're going to do here is our isometric drawings. Now we're going to use the same shape as before. We can take a look at what would determine our front face, really either this one right here or this look that I think this is the one we used before. So let's go ahead and begin here. We're going to start with this being the front of the shape, and this time our diagonal lines that face to the right will represent depth. Those diagonal lines that go off in the left-hand direction, those represent our depth. So this is our width, our depth, and our vertical lines will represent our height. So we're going to start off by doing the most forward-facing face, which would be this surface right here. It's a square, part of this cube that's up here. So I'm going to start off by picking a point on the page, and I'll do a 2 by 2 by 2. So here's my height of 2, my width of 2, my height of 2. So that square that I just drew will represent this forward face. Let me slide the paper down a little bit. Okay, so now from here I have a depth of 2, and then we have a width of 2. From this corner, I have a height of 2. Coming back to this front face, I have a depth of 2. So let's put in all of our depth lines as we work our way back. So this line shows depth. This line shows depth. This line shows depth. So now we have an inside corner as we work our way back. Oops. Again, I should be working with my ruler, but I'm trying to go fast here so that this clip done. There we go. That's that inside corner. So now we are working our way back, and we arrived at this corner right here. I have a height of 2 more. I have a width of 2. So again, all my lines that are diagonal facing the right are going to be my width line. So I come over 2. On this top corner now I have a height of 2, or 4, I'm sorry. 2 blocks, which would be a height of 4. Go ahead and close that off. So now we have gone to this point in our shape. Again, we're working our way back. So let's go ahead and put in our next depth line. So here's a depth line right here of 2. Depth line of 2. Working our way across, a depth of 2. And down here at the bottom we have a depth of 2. So now from all these corners, we went back the proper depth. So now we can go ahead and put in our width. We have a width of 2 here. It just closes those off. Coming back, close that off. This would technically be 4, but it's hidden behind the shape. And a height of 4. Again, just closes off these corners. It's real obvious where it goes. And that's it. Now we just got to shade this. We don't shade the top. We only shade the sides that face forward and face our depth. So I'm going to shade this in with vertical lines. I could use diagonal lines. It's just as long as you are consistent in your shading. And I would expect you to do a nicer job than I'm doing here. I'm just trying to go quick. Use your eraser if you go outside the face. So now this one and this one face the same direction. They're both showing depth. I guess they show depth and height because you have height and depth in order to show 2 dimensions. So now these ones show width. I'm going to shade these differently. I'm going to use diagonals, and I'm following the diagonals on the page to shade these in. There's width and height. Width and height. Again, I would like you to do a better job. And again, width and height. And because it's width and height, it has to be the front face, because that's what the front face shows, is width and height. Just keep shading this in. using the diagonal lines as my guide. So side, side, front, 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 top gets nothing. And that's it, you're done.